going back to the online controversy where there was a pastor from a mega church and jumping on the viral bandwagon. So he did it like 2 weeks after everything kind of went crazy.
I don't think I saw this one.
And he took the clip, said, men don't need sex. Basically, he was saying, yeah, you're right. He was saying, you're right. Like, you don't need it the way you need food, water, shelter. But how would women feel if they said you don't need emotional intimacy? And this was a big, I don't know if you saw this.
I saw that.
Where people were saying, well, how would women feel if you don't need emotional intimacy? I'm like, you, my man, need emotional intimacy too. What do you think? You just need sex? Is that why you married your wife? Like, what are you talking about? Like, women are the only one who want emotional intimacy. And so I didn't even have to do any digging on this guy. He said what he said, and people were sending it to me. And then they said, don't pay this guy any mind because he's known for saying like pretty crazy things. And all I did was I Googled his name, and he had a sermon, and this just kind of goes back to the women feeling the need to serve their men sexually, like kind of like a sex object. He had this a sermon. This wasn't a joke in a bar. This wasn't a joke in the locker room. This wasn't just in some passing by. This was in his sermon where he's leading his flock, and that he thought out and wrote out the week ahead. And he says, okay, I have a gold nugget piece of advice I got from a mentor of mine. This one's, I'm going to speak to the gentleman at first. When you're about to get married, your wife, your fiance, has been planning this day her whole life. She's got the bridal magazines.
Oh, I've heard this.
Yes, she puts the veil over her head and pretend. So when it comes to her wedding day, not theirs, hers. When it comes to her wedding day, you're going to stand where she tells you to stand. You're going to wear what she tells you to wear, and you're going to do what she tells you to do.
I know.
Okay?
So this is very dehumanizing for both people, what you're about to say.
And then he goes, can I get an amen? And everyone's like, amen. And he goes, okay, now ladies, when it comes to his wedding night, you're going to stand where he tells you to stand, do what he tells you to do, and wear what he tells you to wear, and you're going to make him the happiest man in the world. And once I was like, okay, why am I even bothering with this guy? But it was really heartbreaking to hear that when it was his wedding night, not theirs, not a united
her wedding day,
and her wedding
instead of it's theirs together.
Yeah,
because I agree. It's heartbreaking to put people in boxes to say men just need and want sex all day long. Women just need to want emotional intimacy all day long. And you're like trading those things to get the favor from the other.
Transactional.
Does he not have a daughter? I don't know. When I heard that, I was like, I would never tell that joke.
It's dark.
It's just dark. It's
at church.
Yeah.
To all the men and the women in this congregation.
At church, at mega church. Yeah. And so it was, and here's the thing. I have heard some of the other things he has said, and he's not wrong in some of these other things. So that's the problem. And we're seeing this a lot, especially in the red pillars or whatever, is like you'll get these really great kernels of truth. And especially where we live in a society where the pendulum swung so far.
Yes.
So now people want to get it back, right? And so they'll say, men shouldn't watch porn. Yes. Men, we need to do better to provide. Yes. And then and then you go and go. And then it's like, but women, you need to be doing this all the time, serving your men in this way every single time. And it goes to another extreme. Yeah. And so,
well, I think that their argument is, there are no standards in place for women. Women just get to do whatever the heck they want. And it's like, no, there are. Mm-hmm. We're called to be open to life. We're called to be welcoming and nurturing new life. We're called to love and respect our husbands. And we're called to, build this beautiful family with them and serve in every physical way and emotional way possible. I mean, the services that we give as women, especially as mothers, is really to the point of death even. Mm-hmm. They say the closest thing you get to death sometimes is labor and delivery. Yeah. I mean, it's just not to scare people because it's natural and your body knows what to do, but it is very intense and you're giving all of yourself.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So hearing that, and I had women arguing with me because they really like him. And so, but then I said, this is the view of sex that we're having though. And this whole, that it's very transactional. And that was what was very upsetting. And so I kind of clapped back at him, but I had women being like, I think this is very difficult because you've been raised in the Catholic faith where this is how we view intimacy. But in a lot of these non-denominational Protestant religions, this is kind of how they're viewing it. And
it's like the woman sort of sees herself as a sex object. And she almost like owns it for fun. Like, well, I'll just it's all about, and then he just like meets my emotional needs over here.
Yeah.
And instead of like, let's become one flesh and become whole humans where I enjoy sex too. Sex is beautiful. And he enjoys emotional intimacy too. It's beautiful. And we're all fully whole as humans.
And I shouldn't say everyone, because when I did post that, I said, is this the norm in a lot of other churches? And a lot of women said, no, this is not the norm. He shouldn't have said that. So I don't want to say
more of
that's
a fundamentalist.
I don't want to say that's the norm. But to me, and I think to you too, where it made us more established in our Catholic faith, was it wasn't up for us for interpretation of what some of this stuff meant.
Yeah. I just have to say, I'm incredibly grateful for you both being willing to jump into the ring, so to speak, and share about your life, about your love, about your family, because this is how today's culture is made and how people are being impacted. And I do think, we live our quiet lives and we just do our best, but media is incredibly powerful. It should be used. We should be talking about things that are difficult to talk about. We should be sharing about our lives, obviously, as you believe is appropriate. I know you don't share your kids' names. You try to avoid faces a lot, but I just want to commend you both for being willing to do that. And Christine, I know you've already been in the ring doing it, but Tim, thank you for being willing to step in. I just think it's game changing.
Yeah. I'm
very
proud of Chrissy, and seeing those comments about people who are now open to life or reconsidering their faith, becoming growing deeper in their faith, things like that. That makes, those mean comments online worthwhile, or, we can tolerate that if it's bringing people back.